Yesterday we celebrated the feast of the Archdiocese, and as usual, Mr. John Ferris organized a trip for all the parishioners in Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're welcome
Emmanuel.
to this short interview now. I do notice that over the years you've taken part in this, you've actually organized it, and it's been a very big success. What has been your motivation in this?
I suppose it was the fact that Archbishop Gervais, at the time that I was chairman of the Pastoral Council, sent me a letter asking me to promote it in the parish, and as the Archbishop probably did for every other parish, and from that time it was just easy for me to continue the sequence, and each year it gets easier because I get more familiar with what's needed.
Okay. For how long have you handled this?
This was the 11th year, or is the 11th year.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And I do notice that every year the number seems to increase. What's the magic behind it? How do you co-opt more members to attend?
Well, I'm not sure that each year the numbers increase. We have sometimes they decrease and sometimes they increase. I believe that it's just promoting it, and I use the three methods that we have available in the parish for promoting it. We've got the bulletin board, we've got the bulletin itself, the weekend bulletin, and the fact, I think, if one gets up and just talks about it just after the Mass, that also helps. I find those are the three things that I use to promote the feast. And
I think you have a special gift in attracting people. For myself, since you've been there, I've tried to be there all the time, all the years, even though I have a very tight schedule. And one good thing you did also is to record these things in photograph. That also serves as an incentive. Are you grooming somebody to take over?
No, I can't say that I am.
Wouldn't it be nice to get that secret to a younger person, so that someday, sometime, all of us will retire?
You're probably right, Emmanuel. You answered that question yourself.
Okay. I will say I've been very pleased with the way you've handled this, the way you kept us laughing in the bus, and yesterday I found out that some new venture was introduced in it. There was some singing at the back of the bus.
I think I can't really say that I was the instigator of that. I'm afraid if anybody hears me singing, I'd clear the bus. But I'm sure that we had some members of the choir, and I thought that was a very nice touch myself, and I hope that will continue, and it's something that maybe when we do this next year, that we'll maybe even get somebody to come along with a musical instrument that would promote the singing.
Like we have in the Nigerian Igbo Catholic Mass, we have the drum, we have all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And what do you think should be done to attract more of the youth to this thing? Yesterday I saw very few of them, probably the daughters of some of the participants.
Yeah. That's a good question. I think to attract the youth, we have to try and get them involved. There was a time when we used to parade into this particular Mass with the banner of each parish.
Yeah, I did see
and
that.
I also made a point of trying to find young people to carry the banner. And this year, of course, there was an emphasis there again on youth, in that it was the families with children that were asked to present cards to the Archbishop to congratulate him on his 20th anniversary. So I think if we can sort of, as you say, try and, I really don't know what the answer is to attracting the youth in, because we don't have a lot of young people in the parish, but I think that I agree with you that we should emphasize, or we should stress getting the young people involved in the parish.
That would be nice, but it's not an easy task.
It's not an easy task, but I think that we maybe have to go out, and when we see somebody, invite them to do something which is meaningful to them.
Now that you mentioned it, yesterday was not only the celebration of the diocesan feast, we also celebrated the 20th Episcopal ordination of the Archbishop.
That's true.
And we were lucky the homily was handled by the
the
Vatican pronunciation.
Yeah, the consul,
Okay.
the diplomat from the Vatican.
The Vatican.
I just said, what's the word for it? He was-
Pronuncio, is it nuncio
yes,
or something
yes,
like that?
yes.
Okay. And thank you very much, sir, for your time, and I wish you better luck, more luck next time. And I must also ask you, where is the source of the energy you have? You have lots of energy organizing these things. You serve at Mass, you come regularly in the morning Masses, and you're also handling this thing. How do you get all that energy?
I don't know about my energy. I think it's waning, to be quite truthful with you. But I feel that this is, I think that we all have to play a part in the success or the failure of a parish. And I think that we all have to get involved, and if we don't get involved, then that's where we're going to fail in the parish. But if we do get involved, that's going to make it successful, because we seem to then attract new people in, and it's all, in my opinion, a question of getting people involved.
That's true. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward for a repeat performance next year.
But thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all the trouble that you've done, and thank you for being a photographer.
The paparazzi.
official photographer.
The paparazzi.
The official photographer.